Well, we are back once again on tonight. Yes, indeed. I am so happy to be here. And you guys could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here with me. And I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. So, while we're getting our audience built, while my YouTube subscribers are signing on, I'm going to give some shout outs and talk about a few things and maybe sing a note or two or carry a note or two for you guys. Because you know that I likes to carry a note or two somewhere. So, well, actually, I need to make sure that I am first live on Facebook so that we can get that going. And we are. Okay, there we go. And let me make sure that I am good here with the young mute. Yes. And I need to make sure that, wait a minute, because I got this here and I don't see my chat. Okay, so what do I need to do to see that? Go here and I should be able to go to my channel. Is that where it's at? Go to my channel. All right. Video manager. And there we go. Boy, I tell you, what would I do if I didn't have Mike? All right. There's my chat, and I need to go to live streaming. Is that it? There we go. All right, I can see something. I can see that there. And is that where I do the pop-out chat thing? Yep. There it is. Okay. All right. What's going on to my people out there in Facebook Live land? I see a couple people logging on. That's good. That's what's happening. So let's do this and move this guy over. I don't want to take that full screen, so that's fine. And I do want to move that over there. Sweet. Oh, wait, I do want to take that full screen because you got the chat and stuff there. I don't even have to do the pop out. I don't have to do the pop out. There we go. Okay. Yes, indeed. So, sweet. Thank you, good sir. Hey, what's going on? I got a few people checking in with me on the Facebook side of the game. My man Dwayne, what's up, boy? We go way back like Cadillacs. My man Paige, what's up, Loso? Boy, I tell you, one of the best installers on this side of the game. My man Loso. Sammy, mi amigo, my friend, como esta? Yeah, buddy. So, if you guys are not subscribers to my YouTube channel, please do so now. You can go to YouTube, go to The Relationship Rehab, and once you do that, you can click on subscribe and become a subscriber because it's the coolest thing to do. Everybody's doing it. The whole world is doing it. So why not you? Don't be left out. This is a great experience you got coming up here, man. Be a part of it. Enjoy it. Yeah. So I don't know who has seen the topic on tonight. Yes, I said on tonight. The topic on tonight is about sexual limitations. Yes, this is going to be spicy, saucy. Yes. It's sexual limitations. Are there or should there be any sexual limitations in a marriage or a relationship? And if there is, who decides what boundaries there are? And should there be a try once rule? So one of the things I want to kind of talk about once we get started is how do you talk about those things that you or your partner may want to do. What's the best way to bring it about? Um, we could definitely talk about that. We could talk about what should be like that threshold as to if you are or if you're not, or if it's something that can go into the we can try it one day or we can try it 2 days or whatever the case may be. So if you are on Facebook, you can actually put some of your questions or your thoughts about it in the on my page, or if you're on the live stream, you can hit the chat up and you can talk about it in there as well. Also too, when you, for those of you that are on the YouTube page, make sure you click that like button. If you do not click like and subscribe, my parole officer will violate me and I will wind up being back in jail. So don't be the reason why your boy gets locked up again. It's part of my work release parole thing that I have to get likes and subscribes to show that I'm growing on YouTube. So yeah, so I need that. Other than that, let's see here. Is everybody excited about what's happening on tonight? I hope so. Let me see if I can give a few shout outs here. Let's see. Yeah, my boy Los, what's happening, Captain? I already seen him on there. Got a couple of people going there. My people out in YouTube land. Let's see here. So hey man, go to my YouTube page and my YouTube, and you can join the chat there, or hit me up on Facebook with your thoughts on the topic. Let me know what you guys are thinking. This here is, yep. All right. I think I got pretty much everything going that I can have going. So I'm watching the stream. I got the chat going. And yep. All right, cool. And then over here in Facebook land, Rado, what's up, my brother? Boy, I tell you, now that we go all the way back to playing football on the block where you tackle on the sidelines in the grass. That's how far back me and Rado go. My man, boy, I tell you. And my man got some mad rapping skills. He the hardest working unsigned talent in the Chi right now. Ain't nobody working harder than the Coyote. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to my man Rodis. What's going on, Ray? My boy Ray, boy, we go back to Best Buy days. Yeah, buddy. Ray, boy, you know you used to never work. I swear, for Lord, you used to never work, Ray. You was always smiling, always having a good time, man. You never worked, man, I tell you. But I still got love for you, boy. I still got love for you, man. Yeah, hope you and your wife are doing all right, and your lovely little ones. That's what's up. You a family man, boy. You done really grown up into be a nice, upstanding young man. Yes, indeed. Letitia, what's going on, Tisha? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in too. If you all have not hit the YouTube channel, go to my YouTube channel. That means go to youtube.com, and then in the search bar, you type in The Relationship Rehab. Once you type that in, click that little subscribe thing. So you got to use your email and stuff to sign in so you can be a subscribed member to my channel. So do that. Support me. You got me? I know you got me. I ain't even got to ask no more. I ain't gonna even say nothing about it. I ain't gonna pressure you no more about it, because I know you gonna do what I need you to do. Cool. Let's see here. We got nothing going on there, and something's going on there. Good deal. We will be taking some phone calls tonight as well. So we're gonna hear from a few people, see what's happening, see what people's thoughts are about the topic on tonight. So make sure that you are, if you want to be able to chime in and get yourself heard on the Relationship Rehab live show, that you pay attention to the number that's on the YouTube channel. So you got to check that out and see what's going on there. You can call in and we can chop it up. So what is he saying? Easy E, my man, my brother. What's happening, man? Thank you for tuning in, good sir. What's to it? My mom and sister keep inviting my exes to family functions. Should they be with their husband's family? Hey, you know what? You know what, Riders? Man, I'm gonna tell you, we gonna have to just do something where I need people to hear your stories, man, because you got some real doozies, my brother. So yeah, we gonna have to set something up where it's just like me and you, man. We gonna have to just talk and chop it up one day. I'm gonna have you on the show, man, because yeah, you've led an interesting life. The women in your life and your mom and your sisters and them, man, yeah, y'all have done some interesting things, man. Yeah, we gonna do that. That dude said my mom and sister keep inviting my exes to my family functions. Shouldn't they be with their husband's family? Yes, they should. Yes, they should. Once y'all not together no more, that's it. Yes, if it's a baby involved or something like that, then you should. That's cool. And if they dropping the kid off and they say hi, that's it. But coming to parlay, nah, no parlaying up in there. No, no. Especially if it's a function you at, and especially if you got another girl. So no, of course not. No sir. My cuz Paul Harvey, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by, my brother. Yes, indeed. And my man Todd, what's going on? Hey, boy. And my man Todd Allen, man. Hey, we go way back. We brothers in arms, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've had that brother back on several occasions. Certified, bona fide. Yes, indeed. Hey, make sure that y'all go to the YouTube channel and sign up there. Make sure you subscribe. We about to get into it in just a second. I got some things that I want to talk about. And I got some questions that I believe we should be getting into to get answered. And we can see what's up from there. I want to hit up the young Facebook and see what's going on. I see myself there. Yep. And I want to hit up my post on tonight and see if I got any questions. So yeah, so if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see I got the question posted there. If you got questions, you got comments, you got statements, something you want to talk about or say about the topic at hand, be sure to do so. If you want to also, you can share this out. If you know somebody else that might be watching, go ahead and share it out and let some other people check it out too. Make sure that you can share out the YouTube. The link should be, is the link up there too for the channel? I don't think it is it? Let's see if we can get that out there on the Facebook page. Dang. Yeah. Let's see who else is checking in. Was that Anita Brown? What's going on? We are all the way back to high school, back in the old PLJ days. Them Jaguars, run it. My nephew, Mally Mal, down there in the ATL. I see you, boy. I see you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so proud of my nephews, man. They ain't been to jail. Their uncle ain't had to put no money on their commissary, so I appreciate that, man. I ain't had to take no jail phone calls where it said, you have a call from. I ain't had to do none of that. I appreciate you, man. You doing good out there, nephew. Yeah, buddy. Yup. What's going on? What's going on, Cassandra? What's happening, sis? So yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead, got about another minute and a half. I'm gonna let this roll and then we're gonna dive right into the topic. If you got some questions about the topic or if you got something you want to talk about, make sure you can just drop it in the chat or you can drop it on here on the YouTube page, whatever the case may be, and we can get into it from there. I will answer some questions and give my advice. Once again, this is the Relationship Rehab. I am Brian Redman, also known as the Doctor of Discussion. And what we going to do tonight is we going to talk about some really, really good things. Our topic on tonight is sexual limitations. Are there or should there be any sexual limitations in a relationship or marriage? And we're going to get into the if-sos and the hows and the ways we can go about that. We're going to get into that once we get started here in just a second. So, does anybody else got anything? We got a couple more people joining in. My man Demetrius. Hawkins, that's Best Buy right there. I see you, boy. What's happening, Captain? Good to see you, man. Glad you're doing well, man. I see you shining. I see you shining. Good deal. Good deal. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get it cracking. So basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to give kind of like my 2 cents to get it started, so that we can see where we gonna be at. Just put us in the ballpark, pretty much, and then we gonna like go from there. So first and foremost, the topic just came about with just me pondering and just thinking of things for us to discuss here at the Relationship Rehab. And that was just something that just popped into my mind. Like, man, like sexual limitations, how do you talk about them? How do you bring them about? Who decides what's, off limits or whatever the case may be? And how do you bring it to the table? Because I believe that in a lot of relationships, we have people that may have sexual desires, may have things that they want to try, may have fantasies or whatever the case may be. And they may not be able to get those needs met because they may not know how to bring them up. They may be ashamed to bring them up. They could even, just have reservations of being rejected or whatever the case may be. So that's definitely something that I want to get into as well. So I guess like the first part about it is, should there be sexual limitations? Should there be something in your relationship with you and your significant other, your loved one, whatever the case may be, that person that you are in a committed sexual relationship with, whatever however you want to define that, should there be something that is just totally off limits? Like, hey, we're not going to do this. In my opinion, I'm going to say yes, because there are some things that I'm just not going to do. There are some roads that I will not travel. There are just, yeah. So I think that for the most part, I'm a pretty open guy. I think that I have a open mind to where I can, hear and receive certain things, and whether it's criticism or whether it's a question or whatever the case may be, I'm the kind of person where I feel like I'm an open book. And I feel like, that if you want to, talk to me or ask me a question, I don't think that there's any holds barred in that situation or in that arena. However, when it comes to sexual limitations, do I think that there are certain things that you just shouldn't do or shouldn't have to do or shouldn't just go down that road with your spouse or your significant other, whatever the case may be? Yes, I do. I think that because there are just some things that are just not meant for certain people. And I say that because I know that, hey, I think I'm an adventurous person. I think that I don't mind trying certain things, but I just think that there's some things that may be, beyond what I'm capable of doing when it comes to certain aspects. So I would say that that's pretty much something that you can definitely say, well, how do you bring that stuff about and how do you talk about it to determine that? I definitely think that should be wide open. So regardless of what it is that you and your spouse want to talk about, you need to be able to do that. So I see you, Rodgers. So one of the listeners, Rodgers just said, put a suggestion box in the bathroom with checks and balances. So it's like you basically got a suggestion box you can drop in there. And that way that person can go and you all can check and see who said what and see what may need to be brought to the table. So that kind of leads me into that second part is, I think that when you want to try something, I think that you should maybe have like some type of you need to have some type of format that you can bring stuff up with. So you need to, it shouldn't be something that should just be sprung up on you at the last minute where you say, hey baby, we doing this, and then I want to try this, and that can like take people off guard. That can like just throw off the whole vibe, and you wind up getting choked out, punched out, something. It may not end well for you if you do that. So what I'm suggesting is that you have something where you check in with your spouse. That's just one of my things. I think that there should be a time, every few months or every month, whatever the case may be, every quarter, just like with a business, you have quarterly check-ins or something. And you just have that forum where you two come together. It's just you two. Y'all could be, talking over lunch. You could be over dinner. You could be over drinks, whatever the case may be. When you go out on your dates, because you should be dating, especially if you watch my love series videos on YouTube, they definitely have in there that you got to be going out on dates. So if you have those moments and you have those times where you can do that, then that's where you can bring that kind of stuff up. And I think it needs to be something to where it's not where this one person to just say, okay, well, I'm going to spring this on you. You all should have a moment or have an opportunity where you both should be able to ask that question. So, hey, honey, is there anything, that you want to bring up to the table as far as what we doing in the bedroom, as far as sexual desires, fantasies, wants, needs, whatever the case may be? Is this something I should do more of, something I should do less of? Is it kind of like a start, stop, and continue? Start doing this more, stop doing that, and continue to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of gives, it's like kind of having like a report card, knowing where you stand. It's like, when you get that midterm grade, you know what you need to do so you can finish strong for your final at the end of the semester. So it's like when you can check in like that, when you can have that time where you guys are it's just you guys, it's an intimate setting, it's a quiet setting. It's no judgment. There's no, hey, you can't ask me this. I can't believe you said that. You can't do any of that. It's just hearing what your partner has to say, and then calmly letting your partner know if you are, I guess, against it, if you're for it, or if you maybe need some time to think about it, if you're willing to try it, and just doing it that way, just kind of like working through it, and I believe that there are some things and some fantasies that may, just be talked about, but may not necessarily need to be carried out. There are some things that we have as fantasies. There are some things that we think, that we may want to do, and we just don't know how to necessarily do them. But then if we had the opportunity to do it, it may not turn out the way that we thought it would be. And that could be something that could be, something where you kind of like disappointed, or you're left, feeling like, well, it wasn't what I thought it was. And I felt like I kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking, and I shouldn't have did it. You could have that type of, result from it, just because it might be something that's not necessarily something that necessarily needs to be acted out. So that's definitely something. So like one of the things that I see what you're saying, Rod, it's like whatever it is, it has to be done with respect. It does. It has to be done with respect. It has to be something that's done where you saying like, hey, this is where I'm coming from with it. And that other person should know that they're bringing this up because this is something that they're thinking about. This is something that they have that's a desire, and they're trusting you with being open and vulnerable. So you need to respect that. Absolutely. Let me check in with my people on YouTube. Let's see here what we got going. We got Snuggles checking in. Thank you. What's going on? Augustus, what's happening, partner? That's what's up. That's what's up. Sifu Chi, my man. That's what's going on. Wap. Watagwan. Yeah, buddy. Let's see. Today is my birthday. Oh, what's happy birthday to you, Augustus? That's what's happening, man. Yeah, buddy. Everybody, we doing good. Mr. Wright, what's happening, Captain? That's good. I'm glad to see my people checking in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, and make sure if you haven't subscribed, well, I think all these people that subscribed, that's what's up. Yeah, buddy. They down with the rehab. Everybody that's on here, that's on Facebook Live, make sure you go to the YouTube channel. Make sure you type in The Relationship Rehab. Once you get there, make sure you have your email address and you signed in to YouTube with your email address, and then hit that subscribe button. And when you open up the video, hit the like button. That's what's up. I see my man Juan. Oh, DJ, what's happening, Captain? Hey, boy, we go way back, man. Yes, indeed. That's what's going on. It's good to hear from you, brother. Good to see you checked in, man. I appreciate that. That's what's happening. So, yeah, so that's one of the things. For those of you that are just tuning in, if you haven't read the title or anything by now, what we're talking about is just sexual limitations in a relationship or marriage, and just pretty much how that works. So one of the other things is that I guess I wanted to bring up was who decides. So when you're talking about like who decides what, if we're going to do it, if we're not going to do it, whatever the case may be, I think that's kind of something that kind of like needs to be worked out, as far as saying, hey, if this person is going to do this, if you think that this is going to be something you can do, I think that you should be willing to try something out for your partner. Even if it's something that may kind of like turn you off, it's something that may kind of like say, well, I don't think I'm gonna like this, whatever. I think you owe it to that loved one, that partner of yours, your husband, your wife, whatever the case may be, to at least give it a chance. If it's something that you believe that is just totally out of your wheelhouse, something that you just totally you like can't do, it's gonna compromise your ego. It's gonna make you feel like you are not the person that you are today. Then that's something that you need to just explain to that partner and say, this is something that's really challenging to me as far as my ego might be damaged if we do this. So, and that's something that your partner, if they care about you, they're going to take that in consideration and be like, well, you know what? Well, maybe there's something else we can do, or maybe we can just try to do this, and then you can just give me a safe word and we can stop. Which brings me to safe word. So everybody should have a safe word. And for those of you that don't know what a safe word is that word you have when you and your partner are together and something is going too far or something is going beyond your personal threshold. You say this word and that like backs it off. That stops. It's a cease and desist order. All right. So if you in that situation where you and your partner are saying, hey, we're going to try this, and you guys are getting into it, and it's just like, man, this ain't working, this is hurting, whatever the case may be, you need to be able to have that safe word. And it can't be like no, it can't be like stop. It needs to be something like shish kebab. Something where if you hear that, you're going to be like, hey, wait, I get it. That's a safe word. I know what's happening. So, hey, that's what you got to do. He said, bitch, stop is a good safe word. No, man, that might be taken wrong because somebody might think you just like it rough, man. So you can't just say that. They might think you role playing. So you got to be careful with that one, man. It has to be something that is just so out of the ordinary, because that could even be offensive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, my wife can't say that to me. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be some smoke in the city. So, and I can't say that to her. So I'm gonna be offended. She might stab me or something, man. So I'm just saying we need to make sure that it's something that is not in your everyday lingo. It's something that your partner shouldn't hear you say on the regular basis, so that they won't be used to it. It needs to be something to where when they hear this word, it's gonna shock them to the point to where they're gonna cease and desist and they just gonna stop. That's what I'm saying. So that's important. That is very, very important. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. I got my man Juan. What's up, buddy? Man, boy, I got my Best Buy people checking in on tonight. That's what's up, man. It's good to hear from y'all. Wait, let me scroll back. Is that my man? My man Adam. What's happening, partner? Well, we go all the way back to them Metcalf days. Yes, indeed. Back to them Miss Ford days, boy. I see you. Yeah, man. But I definitely say you gotta have that safe word. Let's see what you guys think about that doc. What's he talking about? The school of Ike is out of the ordinary. Dude, you still on that, Snuggles? The school of Ike. Yep, I hear you. So we're going to get into some phone calls. Hopefully, if you guys see the number that's up there, I'm going to do that in just a couple minutes here. And if you got some questions, whatever, we can talk about it and see what people are thinking. Definitely, if you have a question or if you got a comment, you can either post it in the chat here and on the YouTube live stream. Or if you're on Facebook, you can go ahead and type it into the Facebook chat, or you can put it on the Facebook post that's on my page that you guys got as well. And we can chop it up. We can talk about it and see what's going on. So I guess my other thing that I wanted to talk about too was, I guess like the try once rule. It's like, I think that if it's something that's within reason, and that is clearly determined by what you and your significant other think is reasonable. If you have something that's like that, that's within reason, if you think that it's something to say, hey, I just want to try it like maybe in a different position or something like that, I think that's something that is absolutely what we would say a try once thing, a try once rule, to where you say, you know what, even if I'm kind of like turned off by it, even if I've got like some reservations about it, you know, care enough about your partner and just showing your partner that you're willing to put forth that effort to at least give it a try, at least give it a chance and say, hey, you know, even if you say, well, we'll try it for 30 seconds, or if you say, hey, we'll see how it goes. And if I hit the safe word, say, well, at least give me 30 seconds before you hit the safe word, just to show that you got that effort. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, I guess my biggest thing is that when it comes to those things that your partner may have that are sexual desires, that may be something that your partner is thinking about that they want to try or something they may want to do, it's like, be willing to have that wherewithal within you to say, well, you know what, if they're bringing this to me, this must be something that they want to do. This must be something that they've dreamed about, thought about, and just want to maybe try it, and just say, you know what, I'm willing to give it a try. Be willing to do that, because even if you don't like it, even if it's something that pushes you to that threshold, your partner who may not be able to get that particular fantasy fulfilled will at least see that you tried and you put forth some real effort. Not just saying, yeah, I'm gonna try it, and then at 2 seconds later, stop, I don't like it. Not that. I'm just saying, just putting forth a real effort to do that. I think that's really important, because that goes a long way. When you see that person is trying to fulfill your fantasies and trying to satisfy that appetite that you have, it's like, do that and see what happens and see where it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really, really important. I think that means a lot. Let me check in and see who else is up here in the YouTube world. Yeah, what's up, Chris G? I see he checked in. Denise, what's happening? It's good to see y'all came by, man. I appreciate you guys checking me out on tonight. That's what's up. To those of you that's been supporting the channel and all that kind of good stuff from the beginning, I just want to say thank you. It's been an awesome experience. It's been an awesome ride. I enjoy this. This is like just so fulfilling to me. It's a very rewarding thing to be able to do something that you love, to talk about things that most people don't get to talk about, to help people. It's like the amount of emails that I've gotten, the calls that I've gotten, just about what it is that I'm doing, the videos people to watch, and they said that it's helped them. It is just like the best reward, man, that you can get from that, to be able to do something and to just pour your heart out, my heart out to you guys, and my thoughts and my perspective, and you guys are able to receive it and you like it and it's helping you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I was able to do it. It is truly an honor. Shelly Hunt, what's going on? Let's see who we got checking in over here on the Facebook side of the game. My man, Pretty Ricky, what's happening, brother? What's going on? Yes, indeed. Mitchell, Leah, Annie, just shared. I appreciate y'all sharing it out. That's what's up. Yes, indeed. Okay, we got a question here. What if your girlfriend wants to bring another man to the room for a threesome? Wow, I knew that was going to come up. I knew that was going to come up. Okay, let's dive in. All right, so here we go, Roddy. So if your girlfriend wants to bring another man into the room, it's kind of like the same thing when you're talking about, if you want to reverse the roles and say a woman, but you wanting to bring another woman into the bedroom. I'm the type of person where I feel like, hey, depending on where you're at as far as your ego, if you think that you could handle that, if you think that that's something that you could possibly say, well, you know what, I think I could go along with that, then I would say that's something that's up for discussion to try. If you can't, if you something you just like, well, man, I can't have no other dude in there. It's only a room in this relationship for one stick, and that's it. That's mine. If that's the way you feel, that is totally acceptable. I totally get that. I understand that. However, on the side of the woman, just to be fair in this instance, I think that would be something that would take the whole two women and a man thing, that would take that off the table. If your woman wants another guy in the room with you guys and she wants to try that, if you can't handle it, don't even try it. And I can tell you right off the bat, that's something that a man, you're gonna know that right in the door. You gonna, when that question is asked to you, you gonna know it. And most of the men that's hearing this now, you hearing me say that, you know if you can do it or not anyway. You know if that's something where you like, I can't do it. And that's something that you just need to bring to the table and just say, I can't do that. I can't see another dude. But I can say this too. There are a lot of dudes that can get along with that. There are even some dudes that like that. They like the fact of seeing their woman with another man. There are some with another dude. They do see that. So it's like that's something that's their own personal desire. That's their own personal fantasy thing. And it's like that's something that people do. And they say that, hey, if it's good for them and that's what helps them and they like it, then more power to them. But that's something, like I said before, that's something that it takes a special kind of man to do that, man. It really does. You got to have a special set of skills in your mind to where you can process that and deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. That would be my answer to that. If a woman wants to bring another man in there, then that's something that you would really have to like deal with your ego at the end of the day, right then and there, to know if that's something that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, the fact of just having that other dude in there, that in itself is where you begin to process that, because there are a lot of details that go on after that, because you got the whole who gonna be where. That's definitely important. Where is the touching line? Because you kind of like got to like draw up boundaries in some instances. Say, hey, you can't go past this area and I can't go past this area, whatever the case may be. You got to figure that stuff out, because at the wrong time, if somebody touches or bumps up against or accidentally nudges something in the wrong area, somebody got to die. It's like, that's just how it is. There's, okay, we got to stop because I got to shoot this person. And that's just it. So that's what I'm saying. You have to like work that kind of stuff out, because you never know like what somebody is mentally, what they're thinking of. And man, like I said, if something gets in the wrong area, man, it's a problem. You know, and then you also have that morning after, because at the end of the day, you need to have that worked out. Like, hey, if we do this, if we talk about this, and if this happens, then what is the morning after? Is it a thing to where we never talk about it again? Is it a thing to where, hey, you can't never see this dude again? This dude can never come back. If I see him, it's an automatic death sentence. It's like, it's that whole thing that you have to work that out from the beginning to the end. And it's like, and that's what I mean by, once you're able to either accept it or not accept it, if you are able to accept it, then you need to work this thing all the way out and see like how this is going to go. If it's going to happen again, if it's going to be more than once, if it's going to be once a week, you never know, but you need to figure that out. But that first step is definitely you dealing that in your mind to see if you can even tolerate another person even being in the room with you. If you can, then hey, you can go from there. But if you can't, just stop it, throw in the towel and say next question. So just like I'm gonna do right now, next question. Let's see here. I got Paul. He says, although God says the bedroom is undefiled, it references husband and wife, no swinging. Folks gotta be honest with each other in the first place about their needs and desires. What you doing in 2010 may not be what you want to do in 2017. Again, just y'all two. So you others must know that you have the possibility of the game changing. I get that, but I do want to, comment on the part about the husband and wife and in the Bible it being undefiled and no swinging. I'm not a well-versed person in the Bible. I'll be the first to say that. But I don't know the scripture where there says no swinging in the Bible. However, I do see in the Bible on several occasions where plenty of men had multiple wives. So I don't know where you was going with that part. If that was just a statement saying that it's undefiled and you can do whatever you want to do, because that's my thing. Whatever a husband and a wife or those people that are in that relationship, whatever you guys agree upon doing, I believe that that's up to you guys to do that. So it's like, I'm just saying, because I think that, and even when you talking about the Bible, when it comes to relationships, I believe there is some part of the scripture that absolutely makes sense, but I also believe that there's some common sense parts to it too that you have to use, because if you just listen to it and looked at it word for word, it's a lot of contradiction in that. So you have to use some common sense with it to say, well, okay, this is what the premise of this is, but using common sense, I'm sure that would mean this, because that's just like when people say in the Bible, thou shalt not kill. It's one of the 10 commandments, but there are plenty of deaths and murders and wars in the Bible, and all those people that were doing those things in the name of God and whatever the case may be, they all didn't go to hell because of those sins. So it's like there is a common sense to that, to where you saying, hey, thou shalt not kill is just the same as saying you shouldn't just kill just to be killing. Because somebody step on your shoe, you don't kill somebody for that. But at the end of the day, if there's a war going on, or somebody's trying to, take your property or take your land from you, then you absolutely got the green light to go say, handle your business and do what you need to do. So that's just my 2 cents though, salute, bro. Keep up the good work. Can't catch the whole stream right now. I'm at work, but I'll check it out on the upload. Hey man, Carl, what's happening, brother? Man, forget your job, man. Stop your job. Tell them you got to go because your boy is on live and on YouTube. Leave your work. It's okay, man. You can't stay with me or nothing, but man, we still gonna be cool though, and I'm gonna know that you committed to watching me, man. Leave your job, brother. You don't need that work. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, man. I appreciate you checking me out though, man. Love you, brother. Yes, sir. DJ, you said you couldn't do it, huh? Juan said I can't do it. Couldn't do it. I feel you, brother. I couldn't do it either. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Yes, indeed. So let's check in over here on the YouTube. He says, I'm over my dead body. It's a hell no. Hell no. Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, most guys, man, we just have that thing because I guess because just our manliness and our ego, we have this thing to where, and women hear this, I guess. Men have this thing to where we want our women, our wives, to be just that. We want you all to be our wives. We want you all to be ours and ours alone. We don't ever want you to ever won't have or be with nobody else. If men could have it their way, every wife that we have or every woman that we've had in the world would be virgins, and they would only know us and us alone. That is just the truth and how we would want things to be. Now, that is not the case, but that's just that's how we think. So it's like it is, and that's why even when you're talking about women and women talking about their body count or whatever, how many dudes you've been with, it's like if it's 3 or if it's 30, in our minds, we're going to be like, man, 3 is a lot, but it's okay. 30 is just, you don't have no home training. You just not a human. You something else. It's like, that's just how we think, because we don't want to know, or we don't like the idea of somebody being with that person that we want. Now, I don't know if that's the same for women. I don't know. Y'all can let me know, chime in and hit me up to see if that's the case or not. But I don't know. But I'm just telling you, at least from my perspective, I feel that way. If it was possible, I wouldn't want nobody else to be with my woman. Period, point blank. Past whether she was 15 and we met at 30, I don't care. That's just what I'm thinking. So I don't know what y'all may think about that, but it is what it is. Let's see. You put more trash into your own personal. What? What is you talking about, Snuggles? You a wild boy, man. Let's see here. How could you look at your one being penetrated by another man? Right. To me, that's just not logical. I feel you on that, dude, all day long. I just couldn't. I can't. It's like, man, if I see that, I got to pull out the hammer. It's time. It's time for somebody to go. I'm gonna be, after that, I'm going to work. The slide is going back, and man, rounds are being let loose. It's going to be some cowing up in here if that go on. But I just can't. But like I said, there are plenty of people that do and are okay with that. I'm just saying, just from my experience, just from people that I know, people that I've talked to, and just things that I've seen in my life, I know of people that do that are okay with that like it. And it's, in a lot of cases, it's fulfilling for them. So let's see what Augustus says. By then, God allow men to have more than one wife. He said, I guess he's saying back then, God allowed men to have more than one wife, but the Bible said a man should have one wife, period. So when did, in the Bible, just like I said, I'm not an authority on the Bible. I'm just saying from what I've read and what I've seen. in the Bible is certain times where the Bible will tell you not to do certain things and to start doing other things, like not to do this, and you can start doing that, and it'll explain why. I don't know where in the Bible you could, if you could refer me to the verse or the book in the scripture to where it says that man should stop should stop having multiple wives and only have one wife. Show me that, and I can get it, and then I can get an understanding from it. But I don't know in the Bible where it tells you to stop doing that and to start doing this. Like for instance, when the Bible talks about sacrifices. The Bible says about sacrifices to stop sacrificing animals on the altar and all that kind of stuff, because now Jesus is going to pay that price, so you don't have to sacrifice. He's going to be the lamb, so you don't have to sacrifice lambs anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Or just like when it says that in the Bible that all food is now is blessed. So once you say you bless that food, then you can eat it, and it's not you're not defiling your body. It says that in the Bible. So if you can point me to the scripture where it says to stop being, you said God word said it. That's what I'm saying. I know you saying that, but I'm saying if you can show me a scripture, whether it's Psalms or Palms, whichever one y'all call it, if it's Job or Job, whichever one it is, if you can show me which book it is and lead me to that scripture, you know what I'm saying, then I can read that, and then I can get some clarification and some understanding. So I appreciate that. So that's all I'm saying. Let me see who's checking in over here on the Facebook live. Yeah, buddy. Sam, hey man, what's going on, man? That's my man from Jamaica, man. Yeah, man. What a go on, boy? What's up, brother? Yeah, buddy. Cinnamon Lloyd. Cadet. Every woman is different. That is very true. Very, very true. I totally get that. Every woman is different. Yes. Hey, Andrea, don't judge me. What's happening, girl? What's going on with you? Man, Best Buy is really checking in on tonight. I appreciate that. Yeah, buddy. Yes. Ideally, yes, you would want to be the one and only. Yes. You see? So she feel me. That's what I'm saying. She feel me on that. You know, it's like we would definitely, us guys, I know that's for a fact with me anyway. I wish that if I could, even though it's unrealistic, but I'm just saying I wish I could. So, but that is not the case, because life happens and people do things, and we all trying to find ourselves and do what's best for us. And hey, we have ups and downs and ins and outs. So, let's see what Rodis is saying. Do you tell your wife no if she asks? So you saying like if your wife asks for another dude to be a part of, to be in a threesome with you, do you just say no? I don't think you should just say no, like, hell no, girl, you crazy, get your ass out. No, I don't think you should do that. What I do think though is that you should say, well, and this is where you kind of like got to be honest and transparent. Not just saying, well, no, I don't want no other dudes here, but just saying like, man, honestly, I can't, my ego can't handle another man being in our bed. That's just real. At the end of the day, no matter if she thinks that's right or if she thinks that's, wrong, whatever the case may be, if she says, hey, honey, I want to, see if a Robert or somebody can join us, whatever, or I thought about, fantasize about having another man. I don't know how it would be or what it would be like, but I would want us to maybe possibly look into it. Even if we just, maybe had a guy come over or something and then wanted to see what would happen. If you wanted to do that and you see that that's not working for you, just tell her straight up. Say, man, I don't think that my ego could handle that, because the way that I look at you and the way that I like being with you, I would never want another man to experience you the way that I do. That's just the reality of it. My ego is not that, and you can say that I'm selfish, or you can say that, I'm not open-minded enough for you, whatever the case may be, but I'm just telling you the truth. I couldn't handle that. My psyche, my ego could not handle another man being with you. It just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So then that's just it, man. You just have to bring it to her just like that, because that's open, that's honest, and that's transparent. It's not necessarily selfish saying, well, no, you can't, you crazy, you think that, or you ain't, that what makes you think that another dude could come here, or you trying to replace me or whatever. Just tell her flat out. It's just that whole insecurity part of a man in that instance. Because, and the reason why I say that is because a man that would allow another woman would be probably cool with it. You know what I'm saying? If you say, yeah, honey, I like this girl and I was thinking about you, be like, yeah, because we all have that fantasy of being with two women or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's one of those things in life where it's not necessarily the fair thing, but it's the honest and it's truthful. So that's what I would say to that. Let's see here. Let's see who else joined in. Law Dog, what's up, man? That's my little brother there, Lawrence. What's going on now, brother? How you doing now? Yeah, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Let's see what my man DJ is saying. I think if she wants to bring another man into the bedroom, that's a red flag. Just a matter of time until the relationship is over. Now, see, that's not necessarily true. That right there is where you come in. That's kind of like the double standard thing, because some women at the end of the day could just like the fantasy of being with two men, just like most men like the fantasy of being with two women, to be able to please or to be pleased and to have that attention physically and emotionally, whatever the case may be, of those two. That's something that if you think you could handle it or you would want it, then you can't just rule that out for a woman, because there are some women that just absolutely don't, that absolutely just could not think of that. No, I don't want no two dudes or two sticks or whatever the case may be. I don't want that. But at the end of the day, there are some that may. And you can't just knock them out and just say, well, that's a red flag and she don't want you and the relationship is over. That's not it. Because if you're going to be transparent and you're going to admit your wants and desires, and she should be able to do that too. So I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. So Ryder said, dude or a woman. Dude or a woman. So it's like when you talking about either way, I'm not really sure what you're saying. You might have to call in or something, Ryder. We might have to get you on the line, man. Let's see what Cinnamon said. I have lived and experienced different situationships. I like it. Different situationships. Yes, indeed. And been the only and have had threesomes and dated a couple, and at that time it worked for me. However, being married, you grow and become unselfish and only be with that one and prefer it as such. Okay, that right there is just what I'm talking about. That's open, that's honest, and that's transparent. So she's saying that she's been in both, and she's dealt with that, and she's been able to be with a man and a woman and be in like a real couple type of thing, or a throuple, whatever you want to call it. And though they're actually, it's not just the sex piece, it's the whole, kit and caboodle. It's basically a relationship. And she's been in that, and and it can work and it can be good, and then things can change and people can grow in different directions, and it can be where you prefer to be in a different type of relationship when you married, as opposed to, because I believe that's what you were saying, is that it was cool with you being the third in that situation until you got married, and I guess you wanted something different, or you were cool with it and it's just about being unselfish, period, when you are in that threesome type of relationship. So I can see that. Okay, cool. So we on the same page. So yeah, that's kind of like saying, like, if you your psyche and where you are, you're able to deal with that. So you're not feeling threatened. And I agree. I believe personally that most women are more they have the mental capacity and are capable of dealing with that more so than men. There are more women that can deal with that than there are with men. And I guess one of the reasons why I can kind of like prove that and verify that, because of the fact that there are more women on this planet than men, period. And if you were to take every single man and pair him up with a woman, there would be a great deal. There would be maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 times more women that would be just left single. So what about them? You know what I'm saying? So I believe that not all women can be in like a polygamous relationship, whatever you want to call it, or a polyamorous relationship, whatever that may work. I think that there are some that are able to actually just have the capacity to do that. I mean, even like when you talking about, and I've talked about this before, about the whole alpha male and beta male type of thing. And for those of you that don't know, that an alpha male is just a more outgoing and more of a leader type, a hunter type, the go-getter type, and a beta male is more of a laid back, more subdued, more submitted or subservient type of man. And when you have those two types, and as far as females go, they can actually work together. So and it's even like when you think about it, coming up, and I'm sure that there are some women who can verify this and vouch for this. There are just some women that when you have grown up in your life that just are followers. They go along with whatever it is that this girlfriend is doing or that girlfriend is doing. They'll listen to her, they'll follow her, do what she says, whatever the case may be, and she can just go along because she's actually there and participating in a relationship with that other woman just because she wants to be connected with that person. She may not be the loud, upfront, outgoing, that type of just aggressive type of woman, but she may definitely be able to appreciate being connected with that person. So that can definitely happen, and those type of people can get along. Bam, like she just said, I was an alpha, she's an alpha female. Okay, exactly. So that means you definitely have come across and have been involved with and known some beta females. Some of those females, they're not weaker, they're not less than, they are just more of a subservient type of or more docile type of female. And they like being around alpha males. They like being in their company, being in their presence, hanging around them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they benefit from that by being with that person. That's their connection. That's the way they like to connect. That's exactly what it is. So it's like, I think in those situations, that's where you can make that happen. So, yeah, absolutely. So I totally agree with that. It was the life I chose. And at that time, it was my way. And I controlled the situationship. There you go. So it's like you were in control of that. And that's what you wanted. And that's what you were able to do for whatever reasons. That's how you like to be in control. And you were able to control the situation because of that. Cool. I totally get that. So let me see here what's going on. Oh, that's good. All right, let's see what's going on over here in the YouTube chat. Let's see. What does that say? Why people dying of high blood pressure and diabetes from food than even after it is blessed? That's a great question. So people are dying from food that's been blessed because we're not naturally growing food no more. Because back in the day, in the biblical times and all that, there was no such thing as high fructose corn syrup. So there was no such thing as iodized salt. They were eating sea salt and they was eating real sugar, and they weren't eating it in excess. So the way that food today is manufactured. Food today is processed, and in most instances over processed, because they use chemicals and all that kind of stuff to make the food cheaper and to just keep people in a position where, hey, you just craving this sugary thing because it's something that's chemically in you that's making you crave it. So that's why. Because back in the day, you don't hear nobody in the Bible talking about, Bartholomew died of diabetes. So that's something that didn't happen. If somebody died, it was because they was old or they had some type of unforeseen accident, probably got into it with an animal or a sword or an arrow of some sort. There was some type of blunt force object that caused that. So yeah, there's no history of that. And even for those that are like in my age group, in your 40s, if you think back maybe 30 years ago, it wasn't even that many people dying of cancer like it is now. Why is that? It's because of the things that we have in our environment, and it's because of the things that we do with food. Plain and simple. So not to get all the way off track with that, that was just the answer what Snuggle said. That's my point of view on it. Dr. Love, for the women, it is do as I say, not as I. All right, let's all put this out here. For Snuggles, I see that you are just a rule with an iron fist Ike Turner college graduate. You have your master's in Ike Turnerism. So we have gotten that, and we understand, and we see that. So I acknowledge you and your degree, sir. However, I don't subscribe to that school. And you doing what you do. I see that. Yeah. Backhand and all that. Yeah, all right, we get you, man. We get you. Dr. Love, men and women are built different. quite the bull brother. I don't know what that means. The men and women are built different. Absolutely, I agree. And quite the bull brother. Or are you saying quit the bull brother? Is that what you're saying? Quit the bull? So when you saying that men and women are different, I do agree that men and women are different, but I believe that there's certain things that men do that women can't do. I think there's certain things that are meant for women that are not meant for men. And I also believe that there's some things that are. I don't think that I don't think that it's fair for a woman to not be able to have and share her feelings. Plain and simple. And a man can. So if a woman feels this way, so can a man feel that way. You should be able to say and acknowledge your feelings. Plain and simple. So if a woman feels, and I guess that's when I was talking about the whole man and woman thing or whatever, having a woman wanting another man in the bedroom. If that's the case, if that's what she wants, you can't deny that feeling that she wants that. You can't deny it because not all of them want it, but maybe some of them do. Maybe one or two of them, three or four of them, whatever the case may be, they may want that. So it is what it is. You can't knock that. And I'm sure that there are some situations today or some situationships, I see you, some situationships where a woman could very well live with two men. Plain and simple. It's just all about the dynamics of what those people are and their personalities. If you can get those personalities to work together, then you can have any type of relationship that you want. It's all about the players that are in it and how they approach it. If they are the one, they know how to make it work. They know how to communicate, take care of each other, and love on each other. Then why can't they be together? Plain and simple. So let's see who else is in here. Hey, Chassie, what's going on? Thank you for stopping by. Yes, indeed. Polygamy. Yeah. See, that's what you want. See, Ike wasn't on that, man. I don't know if that goes against the Ike code or not. Ike just had women on the side. So, yeah. Let's see. What's up, Chassie? Yep. Snow. Yep. Yeah. Oh, okay. Augustus said 1 Corinthians 7:2. Each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, each woman with her own husband. Exactly. So you just proved my point. So we're not talking about random chicks. We're talking about a man should have sexual relations with his own wife, not one wife. So if I'm married to 2 or 3 women, whatever the case may be, then yes, that's who I've committed to. I've made that commitment before God, and that's who I should have sexual relations with. And the same things with those women. Those women should be with their husband. Plain and simple. Bam, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate you making my point. See, it's a lot of contradicting stuff, but it's still stuff that you got to use to make sense. Because at the end of the day, David had plenty of wives. And that was never talked about as being sinful. It was never talked about as being bad. It was bad when he went and got that, I think her name was Bathsheba. I think he saw that other man's wife on that roof over there and sent her husband off to the front line to go die so he could lay with his wife. Now that was bogus. And that in itself was a sin because he coveted another man's wife, which is in the 10 Commandments. And you shouldn't go after another man's wife. That ain't what you're supposed to do now. But I'm just saying. So hopefully, I don't know if you agree with that or disagree with that, but it is what it is. Man and women are created equally. Nope, I disagree. I don't think that man and women are created equally. I think that man was created to be and fulfill a certain part, and I think that a woman was supposed to do the what do you call that? The complementing part of that. I think that they are supposed to work together, and them working together makes a great team and a great pairing. But I don't think that a man was to do everything that a woman is here to do, and I don't think that a woman is here to do everything that a man can do. I think that they can both do things, and they can both step outside of their comfort zones and outside of their normal roles to help and aid and assist, and then sometimes maybe pick up the slack. But I don't think that they were created to do the exact same thing. I don't agree with that. So when you have, what do you say? When you have sex, that is when you become one. That's when you become one, kind of, sort of. I kind of think that that's kind of like the bonding agent. I think that over time, when you become one, or when those two become one, that happens over time, because I think you have to bond physically and mentally. I think that you have to do that. And I think that once you create that bond physically and mentally, then I believe that there is a third part, which is a spiritual connection that you can have. And I think that all of that is meshed and molded and forged together when you do have sex. I do believe that. So I believe that whole piece of connecting with a person, just, hey, that initial chemistry that you have with a person. And what I mean by that is, you ever been around somebody where you're just talking to that person and you just have a kinship with that person? Y'all get along, y'all talk about the same things, y'all laugh about the same stuff. You just have that chemistry and that connection. It's like you like talking to that person's like talking to you. They say certain things that you like, you say things that they like, and you can just, when you like vibing with somebody, I think that's that initial part. And then you can have that part to where you all can really like confide in each other and talk about, certain things, and you all can really be vulnerable and appreciate each other for where you're at in each other's lives, and you can just talk about certain things, and you can have that type of bond too, and that type of connection. And then I think that emotional part is just showing that other person how much you care about them. Whether you're checking up on them, checking in with them, doing things for them, that whole, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I think that begins that emotional piece. And I think all of that comes together when you both do have that sexual bond, and you all create that seal of just approval of you two being together, and you guys do that. And I think the more that you do have sex, the more you strengthen that bond. So it's like when you make that initial connection, I think that like amps everything up. It turns up everything in that relationship. And I think that once you get there and you start to do that more often, that keeps that bond going. It keeps it vibing. It's like the oil in a car. You need that oil to just keep everything lubricated, everything working, and the gears and the engine and all that stuff, transmission, it all works together. But it's the oil and those fluids that just keeps that going. And I believe that that's the sex part of it. So I agree with that. Absolutely. Let's see what we got going over here in Facebook land. See if we got some new people coming in. We had ring both, and they are different in that aspect. I desired to have both and wasn't ready to be with only one. I desired something from. Okay, so I mean that definitely. I see you talking from that experience. I appreciate that. That's good. That's good stuff. Situationship. I'm on that. I'm just telling you right now. I'm using that. Yes, I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. We go way back like Cadillacs anyway, so I know I'm good. Rena Farmville. Grammar School, Ralph H. Metcalf alumni. Boy, I tell you, talk about growing up, we was little kids together. My God. Good to see you doing good, girl. Thanks for stopping by and showing your boy Brian some love. That's what's up. Truth. Say that now. Come on now. You like that? That's what's up. My man Vashawn, what's up, buddy? That's my brother from another mother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I don't know if you saw it, but Adam was in here earlier, man. That's another Metcalf Mustang that was up in here. Depends on the people involved. Keeps the relationship honest. Less cheating, understanding, and trust. Now, that's true. So when you talking about being in that, depends on the people involved to keep that relationship going. That's definitely what I was talking about as far as having those right personalities that can be together, that can understand each other and have an understanding. Because at the end of the day, when you're talking about a relationship like that, it's really important and just critical to the point to where people need to know their positions. And this is in just a regular monogamous relationship. Everybody needs to know their position. That man, you need to know the position that you're playing in this relationship, and the same thing for that woman. She needs to know the position that they're playing, and you shouldn't be trying to both do the same thing, because then you have a thing to where you're trying to compete for the same spot, and then one can feel less than, or the other one can feel like they have to constantly, compete for this particular spot, and that can cause some friction. So I definitely believe that everybody can't be the head, everybody can't be the this or the that. Everybody has to play a position and be willing to play that position and be willing to do what it is that you're good at. Because when you can do that, then you can strengthen and you can be a much more formidable team. You can be a team where things work, where you can do things and do the right things, but you have to be in a position to where you can actually do that. And you have to know your position. So it's like when you're talking about the let's say one of the best or the greatest basketball team ever, the Bulls. That dynasty and those six championships wouldn't have come about if everybody didn't know their positions. Everybody knew that Michael Jordan was the man. Everybody knew that Scottie Pippen was the number 2 man, and things fell from there. There was a pecking order from there. So that last person that was on the bench wasn't coming out and trying to do what Mike was doing. You know what I'm saying? He knew his role, whether if it was to foul, whether it was to rebound, whether it was just to stick to one dude as a defensive specialist, like stick to that person like glue. He knew, or they knew their roles, and that's why they were such a great team, because they were able to take their talents and put them together. Because there are a lot of teams that have great talent, all-stars and all that kind of stuff, and they just can't win because everybody can't play their position. Everybody doesn't know their position, and there are certain people who aren't willing to sacrifice and change their role to be in positions. Like when LeBron James lost them 2 finals, but that's neither here nor there. I just had to throw that shot in. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, that's just what it is. You know, it's like know your positions and be willing to play in those positions. And then that way you know that you're benefiting the team, and that what you and that your teammate is doing is you both are trying to win a championship, and you're doing that because you both know your positions. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. We are, but not equally. Yes. Yep. Yeah, buddy. All right. When a man leaves his mother and father and is united to his wife, they become one flesh. Yep. I feel you on that, Augustus. Absolutely. I think that even sometimes, I guess I'm just going to say this. I think that sometimes we don't know or haven't been taught how to do just that in some marriages, to where a man and a woman are coming together and they don't know how to, or know that it is definitely something to where once you all decide to become married, you have to put your wife before your mother and that father and your father. And for that woman too, she has to put her mother and father, she has to put her husband before them. And at the end of the day, if you are a man or a woman, because there may be somebody who just heard what I said and they might be saying in their mind, ain't nobody gonna never be before my mama. Or some dude might be like, man, ain't nobody gonna be before my mama, man. My mama, that's my girl. If you at that point in your life to where you aren't able to make that clear distinction and realize that, hey, this woman that I'm about to marry is now going to be above everybody else, is going to be first, then at the end of the day, well, you got supposed to be God, then her. At the end of the day, you have to realize that you may not be ready to get married. At the end of the day, if your mama is still got that much influence and that much control in your life to where she's not before your wife, you don't need to be married. And that's the same thing for a wife to be. If your mama is still telling you what to do and she still is running the show for you, and you aren't able to fully submit, and yes, that is the correct word to use, submit to your husband, you're not ready to be married. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's just the reality of it. Because at the end of the day, your husband is supposed to be the head. And if you can't trust your husband to be the head, and especially to the point to where you're putting him first, then y'all ain't gonna work. Because at the end of the day, if he's not qualified to be the head, if he don't have what he needs to have in place to be the head, you don't need to marry him. And that even goes as far as you don't need to be having no babies by him neither. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing for a woman. I mean, for a man, if your woman that you with, if she's still listening to her mama and her mama can come and talk crazy to you and all that kind of stuff, you ain't ready to marry her. She's not ready to be a wife yet, because she don't know how to have her mother be in her place. And the same thing goes for fathers. Most of the time, fathers don't do that, but I'm just saying there may be that one case to where it is like that. But you definitely got to make sure that if you all aren't ready to put your parents on the back burner and make it about y'all not ready to be married yet. At the end of the day, for whatever reason, there is no yeah buts. There is no but what if this, and you just don't know what my mama did for me and what she is to my life. All of that is fine and dandy. If that's how you still feel, you ain't ready to be married yet. It's just that simple. Because you should be able to stand on your own and be your own man, and she should be able to stand on her own and be her own woman, to the point to where you all can come together and trust each other. And she is definitely trusting you to be the head and to be that light, that guiding light in y'all lives. Because like he said before, you are coming together as one. And that's what you guys are going to do. You're going to be that team. And at the end of the day, you don't need no other people that ain't playing on your team to come in and coach and run plays and to call plays and all that kind of stuff. Don't need to work that way. So that's definitely a good point to bring up, Gus. I appreciate that. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Let's see who else and said something over here in Facebook. Hey, everybody that's over here in Facebook, y'all go to YouTube. Go to youtube.com and then go to The Relationship Rehab. Click subscribe. I got to have at least 5 subscribers on tonight. And then click the like button once you hit the live show. You got to like the show and you got to sign up for it. Everybody that's in here. If you ain't subscribed, then you need to go subscribe right now. Because my parole officer said I got to have some subscribers tonight and some likes, or they're going to violate me and I'm going to be back in jail. Don't be the reason why I go back to jail tonight. Please don't. But anyway, does anybody else have any other questions or anything? If one person is more dominant than the other person in a negative way, it's time to reevaluate the situation. Very good. So I can definitely talk about that. So and also you mentioned about saying, being equally yoked. Yes, indeed. So when we talking about just being equally yoked and you're talking about that person being in charge of whatever the case may be, it's not necessarily one person's in charge over the other. It's just that there has to be one person that's leading and one person that's supporting the leader at the end of the day. So it's like when you are doing that, then you have clear roles that you play. And not to say that person that's supporting the leader isn't just as or equally important, because that person is in that person's ear because that person is completely supporting that leader. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can still be a voice of reason. You can still be that person that can just chime in to give a little bit of advice. Not to say that person's going to do what you say, but you can give that advice and be that extra pillar to lean on. Because a lot of times you can be a leader, and being that leader, sometimes you don't have all of the answers. And having somebody who is completely supporting you and has the same agenda that you have, then they can absolutely be a definite voice that you can use to help get to solutions that you may need to get to as far as direction and things like that. So absolutely you need to be equally yoked. And I guess what's meant by that when he said mentally, emotionally, and mind over matter, just being able to say, hey, I trust this person, I have faith in this person, and I'm committed to this person and what this person is doing and where that person's leading me, to the point to where I'm able to submit to that person. Because we also have a lot of times where we submit to people or we don't want to submit to people. And if you're in that position, it's because you don't trust that person. And now you need to question yourself as to say, well, why am I in a relationship with somebody that I ultimately and truly just don't trust? Because trust is something that is earned. It's not given. And if that person hasn't earned your trust, then it may be that you haven't spent enough time together, or it may be that person is not the right person for you to place your trust in. So that's a question that you have to answer. That's not the other person's fault, and that's not the other person's problem. That's your problem to figure out, because you should know why you don't trust that person. If that person has done something to you to where you don't trust them, it is what it is. And if that person is in a position to where you're trying to trust them, they should be earning your trust. And if they do something to break that trust, then you have the choice of either giving them an opportunity to rebuild it, or you have to move on because you can't rebuild it. I can't trust you like I did, and I need to be able to trust you on that level. And because you can't, then sometimes you have to move on because of that. So that's definitely a great point that you brought up, Rodis. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Then he says, if one person is more dominant than the other person. Oh, we talked about that one already. Yeah. Yep. What's going on, Stargaze? What's happening? Or Stratagaze? Strategize. I'm sorry, brother. Yes, indeed. What's happening? I just wanted to, like I said, make sure that anybody that if there's anybody that want to maybe call in or something, give me a heads up and we can shoot you the number. Anybody over here in Facebook, actually, let me see if I'm able to type in that number. I believe I am. It's 970 439 and 2733. So yeah, if y'all want to call in, I'm gonna send that. Hopefully that's in there. And yeah, for sure. So yeah, if you want to call in, you can do that. Hey, this is my cousin Misty. What's happening? I love my cousin, even though I don't get to see her that often, but I still love her. And my uncle and my auntie. You tell them I said hi. Ryder said, PSA, keep your parents out of your business. Okay. Great statement. Great statement, Ryder. So keep your parents out of your business. Not just your parents, but you keep your close friends and family out of your business. And what I mean by that is you should never, ever, ever confide in your family, confide with your family about things that go on in your marriage. Because at the end of the day, when you make up with your spouse, your family ain't. Because you tell your family or you tell your cousins or your uncles or your aunties or your mamas and your daddies that Tyrone done cheated on you and this is the third woman, or he done went upside your head or whatever the case may be, and all you're doing is venting and you are not in a position to where you are moving on, and you vent that to them, and then after you and Tyrone talk, y'all get what y'all need to say out in the air and out in the open, and you done put everything on the table, then you have that wonderful makeup sex, and now you back in love again. Your family ain't did none of that. Your family ain't putting nothing out on the table, and they ain't had no makeup sex with Tyrone, so it ain't good with them no more. So now you in a situation to where you back in love with your man or your husband, whatever the case may be, and now everybody else hate them because you done told what you done talked about and went through with them. You done told all of them, and now they mad because they ain't gonna forgive Tyrone. So now they hate Tyrone, and you like, I don't know why they hate you. Y'all need to forgive him. They ain't got to forgive him. So that's why you don't need to tell them your business. Keep your parents, keep your friends and all that, keep them out of your business. Deal with your marriage with you and your husband. If you need to talk to somebody outside of that, talk to a counselor, talk to somebody that don't have no invested interest in what it is that's going on with you and can only be a listening, give you a lending ear. Give you some advice like the relationship rehab. Send me an email and vent your heart out. Let me know what's going on. I can give you some advice, and then you can move on and help repair your situation. Because when you do that and you talk to those friends, they gonna tell your business, well, number one, and your family ain't gonna be as forgiving as you are. So keep that in mind. Don't put nobody into your personal marriage or your personal relationship affairs. If you need to vent, now some people may have that one person, and it's usually one or two that you can just vent to, and they ain't gonna hold it against that person, or they ain't gonna be mad, or they can just be really phony and they can just get along and be like, yeah, it's all good. But you definitely don't want to do that venting piece to your friends and family because they don't forgive your mate. And same thing for dudes. Most dudes, we not really holding grudges like that, but at the end of the day, some dudes, they do. So don't do it. And that's something that I even learned about just being with women, period. Dudes, stop telling your boys every woman that you done been with. Because at the end of the day, when they find out, they gonna be the ones that tell you. When I was a kid, I did that exact same thing, and it happened to me one time. And I never ever ran my mouth ever again. Because at the end of the day, dudes want what you got a lot of times. And when they do that, they will say things, they will ruin your situation so that they can try to have the same thing you have, or they just might be jealous of you. Or what we would call nowadays a hater. Back in 88, we wasn't calling it haters then. We was just saying you was jealous or jealous marks. But nowadays, that's what happens. So keep those intimate details about your life to you and maybe that one other person that is your true, trusted confidant. I'm just saying. So that's exactly my advice on that piece. Let's see what else we got. Trust is a luxury I can't afford. Why you say that, man? Trust is something you can't afford. You just got to get with the right people. That's all that is. Once you get yourself in the right, connect with the right people or that right person, and you get with that right woman, she will prove herself to be worthy of your trust, man. at the end of the day. And if you put yourself in a position to where you can allow somebody to get close to you like that, that's good. It's just certain things. Trust is something that's not instantaneous. It's something that you grow into. So it's like you can give certain little things and have certain little tests to see if you can really trust somebody. You just don't open up and give them all the benefit of the doubt in the doorway and trust them with your innermost secrets, but start trusting them with little things to see if they can actually hold water or they can keep your trust at the end of the day. So just let it be something that you slow walk into, and let it be something that you just say, hey, I'm going to see how this goes, and I'm going to give a little test and drop little nuggets here and there to see what they do with the little bits of information that I may give them. You know what I'm saying? She is. Okay, good. Trust has to be earned. Exactly. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Check back in over here on the YouTube side of the game. Let's see what we got here. Hey, every time I got in any little spat with my ex-wife, she was on the phone talking to everyone about it. I got tired of that. Exactly. And that, at the end of the day, that's her fault. That's where she's dead wrong. There is no reason for anything that you all are discussing, anything that you all have a beef about, or whatever the case may be, that she should be telling anybody else about it. So she on the phone talking about, girl, let me tell you what he did. He gonna tell me. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. Disputing something that's trivial, that's one thing. Talking about crinkle cut fries or shoestring fries, then yeah, you can get the people's involved on that. But when you talking about real stuff that's going on in y'all relationship, at the end of the day, she shouldn't be telling anybody that kind of stuff. And if she needs to talk to somebody, then she needs to go and talk to somebody that's a professional. She needs to talk to somebody that's impartial. She needs to talk to somebody that has no bearing on you all's lives or your other relationships that you have in your family and friends. It should definitely be somebody that's an outside source in that instance. Like your boy, the doctor of discussion. That's who she should have been calling. So next time you see her, you be like, you know what? You know why we didn't work out? It's because you wasn't calling the relationship rehab. That's why we didn't work out, because you ran your mouth to your friends. But that is what it is. It says relationship rehab. Did you hear about Steve Harvey ex-wife suing him for $60 million? I kind of saw that like right before I got on, and I couldn't really get all of the details. But she's suing him for $60 million. I know there's some debauchery in that and some nonsense all through that there. Steve is popping, but she just want to get some money. I feel, hey man, that's the way of the world, man. That's real, man. $60 million. Wow. I wonder how much Steve Harvey's actually worth to even see if what she's asking is just like ludicrous. Agreed. Talk to the pastor. Exactly. You can talk to your pastor, or you can get to a counselor, whatever the case may be, man. Even some cases you can even hire like mediators or something if you need to do that. But her venting out to her friends and y'all friends like that, yeah, that puts y'all business in the wrong arena, and it puts you in a bad spot. Oh, Tommy did a video on it. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll definitely catch that then, because I'm gonna get the full kit and caboodle and some entertainment on that. I'll definitely be watching that then. As soon as I probably get done with this, I'll definitely check that out. That's what's up. Yeah. Let's see what's going on over here. Do anybody else got any other questions or anything? We've been going on for about a good hour and a half and all that good stuff. So I really think that we got somewhere with this. We got some answers. I hope that this stuff that I've talked about and brought to the table, I hope that it's helped somebody and just put some things in perspective for you. Just kind of like reiterating or recapping what we talked about with the whole thing about just having limitations as far as sexual limitations. I think that the things that you decide to do with your mate in the bedroom, I think that that's something that you all need to definitely just be open-minded and willing to at least discuss. At the end of the day, if you get nothing else from this show, be willing to at least have the discussion about the things that you are desiring in the bedroom and the things that you want to try with your mate, the things that you fantasize about. Be willing to have that discussion. And I guess one of the ways that I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but one of the ways to bring that about is have on one of your date nights or something like that, take a 30-minute side conversation or whatever, and just talk about that, whether it's the ride to the restaurant or a ride to the movies or riding to wherever you going to go out on a date where it's just you two, and it's not the pressure of you all being like in the bedroom and in the act. Have it to where you can have a discussion, because at the end of the day, that discussion can be something that's level-headed. It can be had and it can be reasonable. You guys can give your points of views, and if you both really love and care about each other, if it's something that is definitely within that person's wheelhouse to at least try, not necessarily saying that they can do it, but if they can at least try, then now you can actually go to that next step of actually planning that and setting that up to where you can do it. And if it's something that's out of that person's wheelhouse and it's something that they just can't do, they can truly and honestly and openly explain that to you. So for those men and those women, those things that you know that you have in you that you just cannot do, then that's something that you need to be able to discuss up front and discuss it to where you saying like, hey, this is what it is, this is what I'm feeling, and this is what I'm about. And this is why I don't want to try this, because it's gonna, damage my psyche, damage my ego, and it's just something I just can't mentally handle and process. That's something that makes more sense as opposed to just being like, no, I ain't doing that, I don't do that, or that's crazy, that's nasty, you a degenerate, you a pervert, or not. You don't want to tear your mate down, because at the end of the day, if your mate is bringing something to you like that, they're trying to be vulnerable. They're not trying to be, but they are being vulnerable. They are being transparent, and they are trusting you with their ego and with their emotions. So definitely be cognizant of that, be sensitive to that, and be ready to respond to that in a loving and kind and open-minded way. Don't just get so caught up in your own feelings and what you think this person trying to do to you or trying to get you to do, that they own some nonsense or some BS. Get that mentality and that mind, that mental state out of your head, and just be open and respond in love and kindness at the end of the day, because you never know what it took for that person to bring that type of situation up to you. So just treat it like that and be open to saying, well, hey, you know what? Maybe we could try this, or maybe I'm willing to try that, because I know if you're talking to me about it, it must be something that's really important to you. And it must be something that you may really want to, may really have fantasized about. And I want to be the person to try to make that fantasy come true. Because at the end of the day, for me and my wife, I definitely want to make all of her fantasies come true. I want to be her man, the best man, and all that stuff. I want to be her everything. And at the end of the day, I'm going to keep my mind open to be that. And if there's something that is at my threshold and my mentality that I can't handle, then I want to be able to let her know that. And I want to have some substantial reasons as to why. Because at the end of the day, I care that much about her to where I want to try it and I want to do what it is she may want to do. But if it's something that I can't do, then I want her to have a clear understanding as to why I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, do anybody else got any other questions or anything, or anybody got any other points they would like to make? It's been some good conversation. I appreciate that. I don't even know if anybody, did I check my phone or did I have my phone turned off? I don't think I did. I hope I didn't. No, okay. Didn't nobody try to call in. Okay, cool. So that's cool. Hey, if nobody wanted to call in, that's cool. It's always a next time. I definitely appreciate all of the hopefully I will find true love. I hope you do too, man. I think you can. I think that it can happen. It's just a matter of getting yourself prepared for it, knowing what you want, and then just being upfront with it and then going after it, man. It's like you have to, once you get yourself fortified and you get yourself, confident enough to where you feel like you're in a good place to have a relationship with somebody and to know what you want from that other person and what your expectations are, and you are able to demonstrate those expectations and you're able to definitely dictate that to that other person, then I think you're ready. And that's when you start going to meet people, talking to people, go on some dates, man, at the end of the day. And then hey, I'm 43 too, brother. I'm 43 too. And at the end of the day, you 43. So in my own little personal, and you got like about a good 6 or 7 years left, man, before you just gonna be setting your ways to the point to where you can't bend or break, man. You gonna be like, this is what it is, and this how it's gonna be. I got to have oatmeal every morning. When you get to that point, then it makes it real difficult for somebody to be with you. But at the end of the day, you can still find it, man. It's just a matter of just putting yourself out there. Once you're ready, put yourself out there, man. It's like, don't be afraid to go after the women that you like and that you're attracted to, and just talk to them. Whatever the case, that other person that does it for you, that other person that turns you on, whatever the case may be, when you see that person, take your chance and shoot your shot. Because at the end of the day, if you get 10 no's and 1 yes, all you needed was that one at the end of the day. So it's like, that's all you shooting for. That's all you shooting for. You just keep shooting that shot and it will happen, man. You say you don't look 43. Hey, me neither. So that's good. So you got that working for you, man. That's what's up. So it's like just keep that positive energy going, man, and be willing to do the work that you're gonna need to do, because even once you do meet that person and you talk to somebody that you like, then you are gonna have to go through that period and that time frame of getting to know each other, getting to be able to say, well, I gotta understand that where this person is in their life, what's going on with this person. I have to be able to communicate with this person my wants, my needs, my desires, and my expectations. And I want them to do the same too. And that can be a fun time. It can be a really great time when you know what it is that you're doing and you can truly enjoy each other. And even if it's sometimes it may work out to where you can get to talking with somebody and you can get to, having that in that initial infatuation part, and might turn out to where that person might give you some red flags where you may not need to take it to that next level. But you can still be friends and you can learn from that experience. You say you need to email me about something. Okay, yeah, go ahead, man. It's therelationshiprehab@gmail.com. Just hit me up or go to the website. If you want to, you can go to the website. You can go to the website, therelationshiprehab.com, scroll down to that bottom, and you can, if it's like a relationship question or something like that, you can put it in the secret garden, and I can even do a response to the, like a video response to it. It's all anonymous. Like if you watch any of the secret garden videos that's on my YouTube channel, it's actually like everybody that I talk to when I do the video, I always refer to the woman as Eve, and I always refer to the guys as Adams. So it's like people will never know your business or anything like that. You can just go in and just tell me what it is that you're going through or what situation you in. I can give you that advice from that point. And like I said, it's completely anonymous. Nobody will never know your business. I'm the only one that get that email. And I can, just give my own personal thought on it. If it's something other than that, like I said, you can just put it in the email, man, and I'll definitely get to you. It'd be a lot of emails that I go through, but I will get back to you, man. No problem at all, bro. Do anybody else got any other questions or anything? Nectar of the gods. That's that good water. Any statements or comments or anything? I do want to say I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I want to thank you all for just being a part of this thing. This is something that I'm really passionate about. I love what I'm doing. I really love the ability to just connect with you all and to just share my opinions and my views and to hear from you guys. Just the exchange that we have, man, it's awesome. From talking to like Augustus to my man Rodis to Cinnamon and to what's that crazy dude Snuggles with his crazy Ike Turner self. You still my boy. I appreciate you. I just really like what it is that I'm doing, man, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this too. I hope that you guys can share this to other people. I hope that you guys can get something from this and just spread the word. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Get your email address. Go to YouTube. Create your YouTube account. And go to therelationshiprehab.com and click subscribe. Once you click subscribe, go to my videos, click the like button. I need you to click the like and I need you to subscribe. Hey, Rick, what's up, man? Well, Best Buy has represented tonight. Rick, go to my website, go to YouTube and go to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That's B Red letting you know. He said you got Oprah 100. Thanks, Riders. I appreciate you, man. I love you, brother. Absolutely. Well, I just want to say, man, Chris, I appreciate you too, man. I hope that this has helped somebody become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redman, the doctor of discussion. This is the Relationship Rehab live. That's what's up. The Relationship Rehab live. And man, I appreciate you all. I love you all. If you got any questions or anything, hit me up on my website. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Everybody that's on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Go to my channel on YouTube, subscribe so you can get the alert next time. And man, at the end of the day, if you need me, holla at me. I'm here. I love you guys. And I'm out.